For over a year, Fortnite has dominated the esports scene and the gaming scene in general. This year, Fortnite will give out $100 million in prizes for competitions, and enjoyed record viewership on Twitch at times as well. But that hasn't stopped a continuous and increasing drop in viewers of the game. So what is behind Fortnite's fall? And is the game's death inevitable, or can something be done to get it back to the top of Twitch charts? Find out as we break down the slow death of Fortnite. To understand the current health of the game, let's look at where it is now versus the start of the year. In January of this year, Fortnite was down from its peak 2018 numbers on Twitch, but not by much. It was holding strong at around 170,000 average viewers on Twitch, with peaks hitting more than double that number. Actual player numbers are harder to gauge. Fortnite themselves announced that they had hit 7.6 million concurrent players back in February, and nearly 11 million during the Marshmello in-game concert back in March. However, these numbers come directly from Epic Games, so we don't have access to the hard data itself. That said, let's fast forward to right now, September of 2019. We don't know the number of concurrent players, but the fact Epic hasn't announced numbers in months certainly suggests that it's fallen off. What we do have accurate information for is the number of Twitch viewers the game gets. And while we saw spikes around the World Cup, as well as one or two other events, viewer averages are down massively. Nearly 70% less people are watching Fortnite on Twitch, with an average hovering right around 67,000 viewers. And even more alarmingly, the number of channels streaming Fortnite is down even more. The game hasn't been in the top spot on Twitch for weeks and has been bouncing back and forth from 3rd to 6th place in recent times. Add in that the pros and high-profile streamers are sidelining or flat out abandoning the game after a series of questionable updates, and a statement that casual play was the area of importance for Epic Games, and you can see why the game is at an all-time low. So how did we get to this place, and is there any coming back? The first sign of weakness in Fortnite came with the launch of Apex Legends. It became the first game to knock Fortnite consistently out of the #1 slot on Twitch in months, and the number of streamers that picked it up and pushed Fortnite to the side was surprisingly large. While Fortnite eventually rebounded, and did manage to hit player base highs even after Apex, it's hard to say if it was because of moves by Epic Games, or the sad botching of the first season of Apex Legends. Teamfight Tactics was the next game to push Fortnite off its Twitch throne for an extended time, which was another massive surprise because it wasn't even a shooter or battle royale. The auto chess battler was drawing away players and viewers and was the first game to suggest that maybe the problem was bigger than just Fortnite. That theory may have been confirmed this fall with the launch of WoW Classic, which saw hundreds of big-name Fortnite streamers cut back or drop Fortnite to play a 15-year-old MMO, which suggests that the Battle Royale genre as a whole may just be getting stale, leaving people wanting different options for their games. This means Fortnite's slide down the Twitch rankings could basically be collateral damage from players finally getting fed up with playing Battle Royale games. But a lot of the blame still probably needs to fall on Epic. Updates adding things like the auto shotgun, junk rift, and the brute mech were all met with a huge backlash from the player base, and their announcement that they were more focused on casual play than competitive balance drove a lot of players and streamers away from the game. That said, can anything be done to turn around this growing decline in Fortnite? After doing all the research, it seems like the answer is most likely no. The Battle Royale genre may have oversaturated the market in the past year or so, and while Fortnite was one of the innovators in the field, so many games have tried their own version of a Battle Royale that it seems like players are just getting sick of the concept. From FPS games like Black Ops 4, Battlefield 5, and Counter-Strike, to more off-the-wall games like Minecraft and Civilization 6, Battle Royale modes have flooded the gaming market, and it seems like players have more than had their fill. A 15-year-old MMO shouldn't be getting more than 4 times the views of Fortnite. But it's been years since a big MMO has hit the market, so players, starved for a non-Battle Royale game, moved to WoW Classic and dropped Fortnite like a bad habit. While Fortnite will almost certainly claw its way back to one of the top 2 spots on Twitch in a few more weeks, it doesn't look like it will stay there for much longer. Viewership numbers keep dropping, And it seems like it might simply be easier for Epic Games to ride out one last decent year of Fortnite while working on a new game than to spend even more time and money trying to fix all the issues and attract new or returning players back to Fortnite. They spent $100 million just on event prizes this year, and they wound up at about half the popularity they started the year off with. So further investment in the game doesn't appear to be the greatest idea. If $100 million can't buy you some brand loyalty, it's probably time to start thinking about your next game. At 2 years of age, it's also hard to radically reinvent gameplay or reinvigorate a game's player base. Very few games have stood the test of time, with League of Legends and CSGO being two of the biggest exceptions to that rule. There is always a chance that Fortnite could wind up as the last big survivor of their genre, similar to the way League of Legends or Dota 2 were for the MOBA craze a few years ago. But those games never had the explosive growth that Fortnite had, or the incredible fall-off that Fortnite is now experiencing. To break the entire problem down to Fortnite's 3 major issues: the game is losing viewers and players because the market is saturated with battle royales, the game is showing its age, and Epic Games have made some very poor decisions in the last several months. Those 3 key problems seem insurmountable to us, so it may not be long before we stop thinking about the future of Fortnite and start thinking about the next big game that will take its place. That's it for our breakdown of the slow death of Fortnite. Let us know what you think about Fortnite's future in the comments below, and as always, another video is on the way.